The rap game is no stranger to tension. From the East Coast versus West Coast days to modern-day Twitter fingers and Instagram lives, hip-hop beefs keep evolving. But here's something you didn't expect. What happens when a legend from the early 2000s locks horns with today's rising stars? Has the Bronx's own Fat Joe clashed with a new generation of rappers, names like Lil Baby, NBA YoungBoy, or even Sexyy Red? Today, we're diving deep into this spicy topic, so grab your popcorn. First, let's get the facts straight. Fat Joe isn't just a rapper, he's a legend. Coming up under the legendary Diggin' in the Crates crew, Joe made waves with hits like Lean Back, What's Love, and All the Way Up. But Fat Joe is more than his chart toppers. He's a gatekeeper, a storyteller, and someone who's always been vocal about what's right and wrong in hip-hop. So why would someone like Fat Joe even get into beef with the new wave? Is it jealousy? Is it disrespect from the younger generation? Or is the internet just doing what it does best, blowing things way out of proportion? Let's start with NBA YoungBoy. YoungBoy is one of the most streamed rappers on YouTube ever. Known for his aggressive delivery and unfiltered lifestyle, he's a favorite among Gen Z, but not necessarily among rap elders. So, has there been tension between NBA and Fat Joe? Surprisingly, not directly. In fact, in interviews, Fat Joe has called YoungBoy talented and even hinted that he respects his work ethic. But he did have something to say about the culture around rappers like YoungBoy. We gotta raise these kids better. It's not just about violence and being outside. There's more to life than beefin and bustin shots. Though Joe didn't name-drop YoungBoy, fans assumed the message was aimed at rappers who glamorize the streets, like NBA. And guess what? YoungBoy's fanbase didn't like that. Social media went wild with Fat Joe fell off memes and he's too old to speak takes. Was it a beef? Maybe not. But it definitely felt like a generational clash. Now let's talk about one of the most polarizing figures in modern hip-hop, Sexyy Red. She's loud. She's raw. And she doesn't care what you think. But not everyone from the old school is impressed by her antics, and that includes Fat Joe. We're losing the art, man. There's gotta be a balance between being ratchet and being real. Some of these artists out here, it's all shock value. Ain't nobody spittin' real bars no more. Again, no direct names, but the timeline lit up. Fans immediately linked his comments to Sexyy Red, especially after her BET performance that went viral for all the wrong reasons. Red didn't respond publicly, but her fans clapped back hard, accusing Fat Joe of being out of touch and jealous of women winning. Was it really beef? Or just another case of old heads trying to check the new school? What about Lil Baby? He's arguably the most respected young rapper by both fans and legends. So where does Fat Joe stand? Lil Baby? That kid got it. He's the truth. I put him in the same league as the greats already. Now that's love. In fact, Fat Joe has pushed for collaboration over competition with artists like Lil Baby, Rod Wave, and DaBaby. It's clear Joe sees Lil Baby as someone carrying the torch, not someone disrespecting the craft. So with Lil Baby? No beef. Just brotherhood. Here's the thing, Fat Joe isn't trying to beef, he's trying to teach. Over the past decade, he's taken on more of an Uncle Joe role in the game. He gives advice, he tells stories, and yes, he speaks his mind. But in today's hypersensitive, clickbait-driven culture, even a critique can feel like an attack. So when Joe questions the current state of music, he's not trying to start beef. He's starting dialogue. But sometimes that dialogue gets lost in translation, especially when fans are ready to defend their favorite rapper like it's a sport. So, has Fat Joe actually beefed with any younger rappers like Lil Baby, NBA YoungBoy, or Sexyy Red? The answer? Not exactly. But he has thrown out critiques that sparked backlash from fans, and that's just the nature of hip-hop today. The older generation wants to preserve the culture. The younger generation wants to redefine it. Will these two worlds find harmony, or will the generational gap grow wider? One thing's for sure, Fat Joe's voice isn't going anywhere. And neither is the next wave of rappers. So what do you think? Was Fat Joe out of line? Or is he just speaking truth that nobody else wants to hear? Drop your take in the comments, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into hip-hop's wildest stories. This is your Top Star News, signing out.